I think too many of us keep talking through a filter when we need to talk through our truth. And yes, my mic is in the most awkward place right now because I cannot figure out where to put it with this type of tank top. So I was talking to a friend on the phone yesterday and she asked me what should she talk about online. And this is the thing, I don't think many of us have a content problem. I think we have a truth problem. I've been trying to get her to show up on YouTube for quite a while. She is a mom of four. 3 of her 4 kids are neurodivergent. She's been working in healthcare for 20 years. She is burnt out. She is tired. She didn't even got no PTO time left. They went to Disney, came back. Her company used her PTO time incorrectly, whole shebang. But all that to say, like, she's been feeling like she's been on autopilot, living in a redundant bubble. She's tired, she's frustrated, but then she feels like she can't step away because she got to fund the kids. And her and her fiance need to pay bills to live. But she's trying to figure out what is her exit plan, what is her strategy to at least be able to like get some type of out and some type of out soon. So I got some points because I think we're filtering ourselves so much that we're leaving the very thing people would connect with us on the floor, on the table. We leaving it out the story, wherever you want to put it. I got notes. So listen up. Most people don't have a content problem. They have a permission problem. And what I'm saying is when we ask someone, what should I talk about? We're really asking, am I allowed to talk about my life? And you are. We think that credentials, having a bigger audience and a better story before you start is the thing that we need to have. But you actually need to just start before you're ready. You don't need more credentialing. You don't need to be more qualified by letters and numbers and the alphabet behind your name. You don't need to have 10,000 people following you before you even just start showing up, because your people are going to find you along the way. And you don't need a better story because your life is the story. Your life qualifies you. Your life is the unique piece that people want to hear from. People want to experience. You've had experiences that are not like anybody else's. And people connect with honesty more than they connect with people's expertise. And let me repeat that. This is not working. And I need my hands, but we gonna work it out. People connect with honesty more than they connect with expertise. And think about it. Think about who you've connected with on social media in the last probably 3 months and why you've connected with them or why you've been following them for so long. Or when you go and log on YouTube and the videos you click versus the videos that you scroll past. I know for me, her and I were talking last night about just people that we feel that we can relate to. You know, I don't really connect with somebody that's living in a $10 million home right now with the cleanest kitchen and the most lavish, I don't know, all white, everything. I don't know. I don't connect with that. That's just not relatable for me. I connect with somebody that will sit down, turn on the camera, whether they're in their car, whether they're in their home, whether they're recording from their childhood bedroom, and like literally let out their frustrations without trying to be like curated in the way that they speak and they talk. They're just keeping it real because people connect with the emotions. People don't connect with the mask. People don't connect with the expertise more than they do the honesty. So take me for an example. If you've been following along this channel, y'all know how I started. And if you want to know how I started, scroll all the way back. Your girl was fresh off of a breakup. I just knew I was going to marry that man. I knew I was going to marry that man. Fresh off of a breakup in Barnes & Noble's parking lot, sketchy background, real dark. And my camera, I think, was an iPhone 15 at the time. And I turned that thing on and I have not turned it off since. But I did upgrade because T-Mobile gave me a free upgrade. So we are elevated. But I say all that to say, I just started. I didn't start once I got 1,000 subscribers. I didn't start once I had it figured out. I didn't start with the product. I just started. And people found me along the way. And whatever however you've connected with me or related to what I'm saying or whatever, the number one thing I've done is just kept it real and kept it honest. Point number 2, we filter the very thing that connects us to people. Have you realized that? We filter the thing that connects us to people. We hide when we're frustrated from the job. We hide when we're going through grief. We hide when we feel uncertain and uneasy about a decision that we're about to make, even though we know it's a decision that we want to make, right? We hide the fact that we're figuring it out in real time. So many people want to always show up perfect, put together, done up. Well, life ain't like that. Life ain't like that for a lot of people right now. So when you wait, I'm not going to wait until this fence is fixed to record in this corner. Absolutely not. I'm going to let it be how it is, okay? Let it be how it is. When you just show up as yourself and you don't always try to hide the honest part of you, that's where you gravitate to the realness of people. Because I've said this once and I will say this probably 10 times more. Life is lifing, and people are going through real life experiences right now, and people need some hope to gravitate to. People gravitate to what's relatable. People gravitate to people that are in the trenches if they're in the trenches. People gravitate to the frustration and the burnout that their job is giving them, because when they come on, oh my God, did it land? What? Jesus. People relate to the frustration that you're experiencing from your job, from burnout, from not having any PTO time, for having a manager that's quite literally micromanaging your life, or lack of empathy if you've gone through a loss of someone, a loved one, someone fell ill. People relate to that because that's a common universal feel. A lot of feelings and a lot of our experiences are not new to anybody, but they may be new to us. But when you actually share them, you realize that, hey, this actually isn't a secret. Other people feel this way. Other people have experienced this, or other people are trying to climb the hill right now themselves to get to a place of having options so they can quite literally change their reality. And let me tell you what even sparked this whole video. This morning, I came outside, as you can tell, and I sat down here and I wrote out my why. I don't know if you can really see it, but I wanted to get clear on the things that I'm trying to do here with why I'm using my voice. I want to get my mom a new truck because she needs it. Her truck is quite literally on its last leg. I want to fix the house. I want to be able to fix this house up so my parents can live comfortably. My mom had a real retirement, but my dad didn't. He lost his business. And when he lost his business, he lost everything. And that may be a story for a different day. I'm hoping one day he'll want to get on here and just share a little bit of that journey. But all that to say, I want to fix the house up for them. I want to travel for a few months in an RV. Yep, your girl wants to go up I Googled it. It's the Pacific Northwest. And I just want to frolic for a little bit and not be bothered. I don't want anyone calling me. I don't want anyone texting me. I don't want any job trying to follow up with me, asking when am I coming back. I don't know. I don't even know if I want a job when I do this. I don't think I do, actually. Actually, the only job I want is being on here on YouTube whenever I do this for a month or two. I want to pay off debt like most Americans. And then I want to stop feeling trapped by a paycheck. I need options. And depending on one W-2 is not it. It's not it. So this is my why. So whenever it's time for me to record, whenever I am waking up and at 2 a.m, sitting here trying to work through my dream life and my desires, sitting here trying to plan for myself, whenever I'm batching 4 or 5 YouTube videos in one day, I want to remember my why, because when I start to see the fruits of those labors, when I start to see the results, right? I can look back on this and see that this was like my guiding compass. And the fact that I trusted myself enough to make it happen. So, back to my points. When we filter the thing that connects us to people, those are actually the relatable moments. Those are the moments where people find their people. People find their community. You're like, oh, I like her. Oh, she gets it. Oh, I felt that way too. Oh, 100%, I'm in it now. And then it kind of, to me, has felt like this camaraderie of community, because we're riding this wave together. And my biggest win will be when I get the message one day of Renee, I followed these steps that you mentioned, and this is what happened. This was the outlook. I even gave her a challenge yesterday. My girlfriend, I gave her a challenge. I said, by the time we get off this phone, before the night is up, I need you to record one video before you go in the house, because she had just got off of work. She had picked up the kids from daycare. And she was sitting in the car talking to me on the phone. I said, I need you to press record right now before you go in the house and start tending to them kids, girl. And record your video, upload it to YouTube, and send it to me. So I'm going to follow up with her. But we chatted for a minute. And yeah, that was her assignment. For me, the relatable moments healed me. And this may sound crazy. I never expected to really be here. I never thought that I would be so vulnerable, but I am. And it heals me every single time I make the choice. When my son passed away when I was 36 weeks in my pregnancy, some of y'all were around for that. I shared a little bit. I didn't share a lot at first, but I was in a position where I couldn't hide it, right? Everyone had seen me with this, they saw me with this belly for months, literally months. And when they saw no belly, but no baby, I felt like raw and vulnerable and embarrassed. I felt everything. And I reached a point where I kind of like blew up. I had probably the most like gut-wrenching cry I could have ever had on the phone with my mom when I was sitting in the bed. And my boyfriend at the time, he was there. His mom was there as well too. And it was just like a gut-wrenching cry. I'll never forget that moment in my head because I couldn't take it. I was hurting and I couldn't keep it inside anymore because that was eating me alive on top of the reality of the situation. So I started getting honest. I talked about that. I talked about my breast cancer. I talked about moving back home at 35. I shared like Paris, her passing away recently, and then just trying to leave my job right now too. What'd you say, Dad?
You going to the Freaknik?
Dad, I'm not going to Freaknik. I'm out here recording a YouTube video. No, go ahead. I'm keeping it in here. Talking about freak. I cannot. So, y'all, my dad is something else. So, point number 3, there's space for your story because nobody, quite literally nobody, has lived your life. There's space for your story because nobody has lived your life. There are thousands of coaches out here. There's thousands of creators. There's thousands of people in healthcare. There's thousands of therapists. None of them have your combo, and your combo is the secret sauce. So when my friend was asking me, hey, what should I talk about? Girl, you have so much to talk about. You're a mom of 4. First off, mom of 4, being a mom. 3 of your children are neurodivergent. They're different ages, obviously. You started a business and then had to close the business because the establishment you put the business in went bankrupt. Like, you've been in healthcare as a sonographer for over 20 years. Everyone, like, that combo, insane. You are a fiance, but you've had to put off prioritizing the wedding to handle bills and pay for other things right now. You hate your job, you're over it, you're burnt out, and you're ready to make a change, but you can't figure out how to do so. That's not my combo. That's not my story. My story is not yours, and yours ain't mine. But every single story matters because your story is the combo. Your story is the secret sauce. You are it. So I'm quite literally realizing in 6 months of consistently showing up online that you can quite literally be yourself. There's no reason for you to be anybody but you. There's no reason for you to put on this facade of a voice. There's no reason for you to, hi, welcome to this and this and this. Who relates to that? Is that really how you flow through life? That's not relatable. I don't even watch videos like that. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Like, when people come on here and try to show up too curated and too perfect, and that's not how everyday life is, you are taking away the energy from the actual human experience of our day-to-day life. Because keep it real. Why would you want to spend your energy like that? You know? So even my story, my combo, baby lost mom at 36, battled breast cancer at 32, moved back home at 35, in with her parents, went through 2 job layoffs, had $10,000, lost $10,000, had $5,000, lost $5,000, like going through 25 rounds of chemotherapy, lost my hair, lost my eyelashes, lost everything, ended a relationship 6 months ago, 37, technically no living children, I ain't even got a man in sight. Like, That's my story. And on top of it, I'm paying for student loans because I took my butt back to grad school. And now I am in grad school to become a therapist. Ain't that crazy? For a while, I was trying to figure out how to go around my story because I was focused on the therapist part to show up on here and start talking to y'all around all those pieces of my story, because it seemed like to me that therapists need to show up together and pristine and healed and aware and all this other stuff. But when I realized that the best thing I can do for me and anyone else that encounters me and anyone else that becomes a client in the future is show up as myself, because myself is the story. I am the situation. I am the story. And that's, I think, what is going to make me a great therapist in the near future when that time comes. Because of how my life experiences have been, that's how I'm going to be able to hold space for people in their journey and their experiences in the same token, not take away from it, hold space for it. And I think that's a great difference too. But I just started embracing my story, and hey, here we are, here we are. So they don't have your story. They don't have your combo. They don't have your lessons. They don't have your mistakes. They don't have your life. They don't have your perspective. They don't have your point of view. They don't have your struggle. They don't have your wins. They don't have the ups. They don't have the downs. They don't have the losses. They don't have the hurt. They don't have the pain. They don't have the joy. Like, different things have happened to you in your life that has created all of those different experiences and emotions and have contributed to shaping exactly who you are today. So let the world see who you are. If you are choosing to be one of those people that have been quietly rebuilding their life in the background or watching my videos in the background, and you're finally ready to start taking the leap because you're tired of depending on one paycheck, you're tired of feeling trapped in your current life, and you're quite literally trying to figure out how to get over that hill, one of the many options is YouTube. YouTube is a great, strong option to get started. And if you're going to start there, then please know the power of your story and the power in not filtering who you are, and the power in holding your truth and holding it heavy. Okay? I hope you feel me. I felt that one. So the goal is not to be unique. The goal is to be truthful. That's literally the moral of all of this. You are one of one, but it's not to reinvent this wheel in some crazy lavish way. Like, nah, keep it 100, keep it you. And if you don't know who you are, spend some time figuring out who you are, or work through who you are, work through who you're becoming, because that's data too. That's facts too. Some of my best moments have been the random moments where random thoughts come to me, random realizations, a random memory, and I jot it down, or I voice memo through it, or I just turn the camera on like this and start talking through it and just share it. And sometimes it's not meant to be a viral video. It's not meant to be the video where everyone finds me. It's not meant to be the conversation that just pulls in all these new subscribers. It's just meant to be for me and meant to be shared, and meant to be shared for the future. So just know that it's not about being unique, but the goal is about being truthful to yourself. So all in all, when you're coming on here and trying to figure out, like, what should you talk about? I don't think the real question is what should you talk about online. I think it's focused on what are you pretending isn't worth talking about. I think that's where you really need to sit. I think that's the question that you need to ask yourself. Not so much what should you talk about online, but what are you pretending isn't worth being talked about? Because you know exactly what you've been skirting around. Skirt, skirt. You know exactly what you've been avoiding. And you know exactly what's been heavy on your heart, heavy on your chest. You know how you end your days after you clock out, after 3:30, drive through traffic, pick up the dog or pick up the kids or go get some groceries, and you finally make it home, and you're just like, man, that first initial thought, that's probably your hook. And then the words and the frustration or expression or joy that comes after, that's your story. And then whatever triggered it, that's your situation. That is your story. Whatever triggered it, that's your situation. So kind of think about it like that. And don't filter yourself, please. Show up on here and be 100% you. I'm trying to figure out, I was talking to my homegirl, same friend yesterday. We had a good conversation, really good catch up time, but I'm trying to figure out if I want to go a little bit deeper with helping people show up with their story here on YouTube. If you're piecing through what your options are, if you're in a place right now where you are a high functioning woman and you've been working on rebuilding your life literally on your terms, creating freedom your way, freedom from the job, from work, freedom towards money, freedom towards your like with your feelings and your thoughts, and space for your mental health. If you are literally on a journey like that, I've talked about the options to get you out of feeling trapped, because the trap is what's keeping you stuck. And when you have options create money, and then money creates freedom. So when you get in a place where you're not depending on this paycheck every 2 weeks, but now you have money coming in from X, Y, and Z, your skill sets, your expertise, consulting or YouTube or Instagram or selling digital products or whatever that may lead or funnel to, when you have those things in place and then you have the money coming in, then the money gives you options, because then you're not at the mercy of the job that's funneling the thing in the first place. You can leave, you can pause, you can take FMLA, you can take time off, you can pivot, you can set comfortably your date, your 60-day notice date to leave your job. You know, I did this 3 months ago. Y'all watch me do it. That's the thing about it. Y'all watch me do this. I'm not new here. Not anymore. I'm not new here anymore. And I've literally built options for myself since November, when I decided to come on here on YouTube 6 months ago. Is that 6 months? Oh my God, 7? We're in June. That started my options, and now my options are flowing. I may do a video of like how much I've made as a part-time creator, new to the term, but part-time creator online, just to kind of inspire you and show you what's possible. And we want that to grow, and we want that to expand. And the more people that we can help through and get out of their mess onto the other side, then the more that it's just a circle of freedom and liberation for everybody, because that's quite literally what we're all trying to get to. That's where we're chasing. I'm telling you, man, that's it. Like that's the goal. So I'm contemplating if I want to do, something like that for y'all in regards to like YouTube. Let me know your thoughts. I feel like there's also another bug. Let me know your thoughts on that. If that's something that you'd want to see, where are you at with your options? What are you considering right now? Like, what is out of that list of things that I mentioned? What are the potential options to bridge between your job and your freedom that you're considering right now? Tell me in the comments, because I'm very curious, and let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. If YouTube is an option that you're considering, showing up using your voice and using this very free platform to now grow your income. I think I got to look at my numbers so far for YouTube, because I can't remember exactly where I'm sitting at, but I'll share those soon, and I want to hear what you share with me so I can see where do we go from here, So, all right, y'all, until the next video. Oh, my name's Renee. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.